What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Great Lakes Outdoors podcast. Me and Fonzie are sitting here. Fonzie, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Feels good to be back consistently, like I keep saying.
It's we've been rolling with these, and it feels good.
Feels good.
We took off, half of the season, probably, which was horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We had a lot of shit going on.
We did. Well, we're sitting here today with some guys that we just met. One tonight we just met, and then another we met last weekend.
Yes, sir.
Sitting here with Stryker and Zack from, I guess, Wader Gang Outdoors.
Yep.
It? Okay.
Just Wader Gang.
Wader Gang.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for driving in. And I mean, Stryker, you just drove, 2 hours?
Yeah, about 2 hours. Wasn't too bad.
No.
Roads are good today.
Oh, that's good then. That's good. So, Wader Gang, well, let's just kind of break it down one by one. Start with you, Stryker, since I don't really know you yet. I mean, we just met, half hour ago or so.
Yep.
Who is Stryker? I don't even know your last name, to be honest with you.
My last name is O'Boyle. Stryker
Okay.
O'Boyle from Central Michigan. Went to college and met Zack. We started hunting together, and things kind of just took off. And ever since then, here we are, Wader Gang.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How long you been hunting?
I've been hunting my whole life. Actually, I grew up big deer and turkey hunter, and actually kind of early college introduced me to some friends and got into that, and it kind of just became my number one passion. It took off from there.
All right, on. Zack, who's Zack for everybody that doesn't know that's listening?
Just the video guy.
Just a video guy?
That's it. That's all they need to know.
That's good. Yeah. So
you guys started hunting together how long ago? How long have you guys known each other now?
5 years.
Yeah, 5, 6 years.
5 or 6 years.
And then for you, Zack, what kind of made you start filming? I mean, that's how I knew you from the films and the Wader Gang. I think the first episode that I seen was the snow one. I think it was the midday hunt or something like that.
Right on the snow.
Yeah, that was the first time I seen you guys, and then I seen north of Detroit, and I was like, man, these guys are pretty dang close. I don't know how we haven't seen them before.
that's crazy because the loaded timber videos.
Yep.
Those are I used to watch those all the time. That's crazy that's who's in here now.
Yep.
That's you.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of got you started, with just even starting to film? I mean, everybody wants that one guy in their group, right, to kind of picture the chaos that goes on throughout the season. And then what kind of made you say, hey, I'll be that guy? And
it was really just being in school and not really knowing what I wanted to do after school. So kind of then starting to question school. And then in the middle of the school year, we were doing a bunch of waterfowl hunting, and then that was happening every day, going fishing, going hunting. So I was like, I've got to find a way to do this for work.
And get paid for it.
Yep. Picked up a camera, started filming our hunts, and then it all kind of just took off from there. So I was never filming videos of anything before I was filming videos of waterfowl. So it all started with the waterfowl stuff.
That's crazy.
Yep. And then now it's snowballed into this is what I do full time. So
you just learned off the hip too, eh?
Yep.
No college with it, no trade school with the videoing or
just
any of
self-taught.
that? Really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Stryker, you take pictures as well?
Yeah.
Photographer for you guys as well?
Never touched a camera and got to know Zack, and what was it, 2 summers ago? He kind of got me interested into the camera, and I started taking pictures, and I kind of liked it, and I didn't have enough focus taking videos and stuff, and because I like to hunt, I like to run my dog,
right?
And so that kind of was a thing that worked in before the hunt, after the hunt, stuff middle of the hunt, I could still hunt, but pick up the camera and try to help Zack out a little bit.
Yep. Actually, some of the clips you see, he's filmed them in the blind, so he's done a couple video jobs.
Really?
On the old Wader Gang page. Yeah, a couple of the clips are his. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And you just teaching him how to do it?
Yeah. Well, he learned on it. He got his own camera and started to learn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I kind of I don't even really think I helped you that much. You kind of just picked it up.
You helped me a lot,
really?
A lot more than you thought you did.
Really?
Because I had to use an iPhone if it wasn't for you, so
Yeah.
it worked out pretty good.
Well, good.
I'd probably use an iPhone too.
But it is a good relationship because you have to have somebody that's going to hunt and you have to have somebody that's going to film.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with going out to film because we're on a mission of making all this work. So somebody's got to film.
Right.
So, and I love doing it too.
Okay.
So it works out for him that he's the actor.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff. Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yep.
We had to mess with the mic real quick because that sounds 10 times better now.
Yeah.
And I could actually hear you talk, Stryker, because that was getting kind of just, I don't know. It was bugging the crap out of me right there.
Yeah, going spotty.
But so Stryker, for you, like you grew up north. How long have you been waterfowl hunting again?
I'd say just about 7 years.
And you guys
6,
met
7
in
years.
college?
Yep.
So I mean, that's about the same time I've been doing it. And you just knocking on doors, or like where did you start off, or what kind of made you start waterfowl hunting?
So actually in college, I was playing football, and I stopped that. I was pretty busy in the fall. I grew up deer hunting, grew up turkey hunting. That was it. And a couple of my buddies were like, let's go duck hunting. And I was like, I don't know. Grandpa said the duck hunters are weird.
Right.
And, we made it out one time and shot. Yeah, I think we did pretty, we're shooting divers. So
right.
I don't know what the heck
You're
I was
new,
doing.
right.
I was wearing leaky waders, got pushed out in a kayak. I didn't know what was going on. And kind of just snowballed from there. A couple of my buddies at a different college we met. Actually went to Northwood, so pretty close to me. And he's like, he came out doe hunting at my neighbor's property. He's like, dude, there's mallards everywhere. I'm like, there's always birds everywhere. What are you talking about?
Right.
And actually we were pretty successful. And from that day on, it just it snowballed. We stayed in that area. I grew up on a river. I had no idea that the duck hunting was good. And after that, it just kind of took off and started getting into field hunting. We met Zach. Actually, the first time I met Zach, he jumped in some really cold water for his phone.
Yeah.
But
that was a crazy story. Well, we were in like flooded timber.
For Michigan's flooded timber. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, it was like, 30 trees?
Dead trees.
Yeah, just a clump of trees, but the water was like up to like our nipple line on the waders. Like we were standing on the roots of the trees to get up out of the water. So I was taking a Snapchat or something and I dropped my phone.
Oh.
So then I stripped down to the boxers, went in, dove underwater, was patting around, had to come back up, went back down, and then came up with the phone and with no boxers. And that was the first time I ever met him.
I would have said the phone, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's at what month?
It was early December.
Yeah, it was a cold one.
Oh,
no. I think it was.
No way.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Dude, no way.
30 something degrees probably.
Holy
Probably
smoke.
colder.
Tough cat, man. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was a long boat ride back too.
Oh yeah.
We gave him jackets and
sucks.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Every hand warmer, the little shake hand warmers that you throw on there.
Yeah.
God, that's kind of like, I don't know if you've seen like the videos or pictures that we posted. It was last year when we had that little flooded corn spot. There was one hunt last year where about halfway through, I look over at my sister. I'm like, hey, have you seen my phone anywhere? She's like, why would I have your phone? And then I realized my phone was out in that flooded spot. But the dirt there, it's like that clay that kind of just sucks everything down.
Yep.
And that phone's still out there. I have no idea where it's at. I mean, it's buried out there somewhere. It's I don't know. It sucks. But so, I mean, for you, Zach, filming really took off for you. I mean, it kind of exploded, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, it really did. And then kind of just the networking through the industry has really played a role in that. Filming for all different kinds of people, filming for different groups, different kinds of hunting, and then all of that's kind of led into like the unique style that's kind of taken off.
So what kind of made you want to do that kind of different style? I mean, you see a lot of these videos where, I don't want to say they're basic, but like just kind of plain Jane.
Yeah.
Everybody does the same thing. I mean, is that kind of, I guess, the reason why you wanted to kind of do your own thing?
Yeah, it kind of just happened naturally. Just kind of like the music I listen to. Like I do listen to a lot of country, but I remember like a couple, like the first ever TikToks we posted, people were hating on the rap music in whatever 2019 or whatever. They're talking about you can't use rap music in duck hunting. It was like at that point before it really caught on. And then really just like my editing style it doesn't match with like slow music.
Right.
Like it's quick speed ramps, all like different effects, transitions. And like, I feel like with like the music style, that's like what really like pushed the video style. So,
I mean, it kind of just goes right with the waterfowl hunting, right? Quick, fast. I mean, like you never know what's going to happen next. I mean, the best things, or like the clips or reels that I see are like the ones that are just quick, and like the transitions. The transitions I feel like are just like
it make everything.
In
yeah.
a video.
I feel like they really do, and I feel like the way I remember you sent me one of their videos before you were coming out to film, and I was like, dude. I was like, this fucking video got me pumped.
Really?
Like, I want to go play hockey right now. Yeah, I was like fired up. I can't remember.
It was either the flooded timber one, or
I'll show you. I'll find what one he sent me. But yeah, it was. I was like, dude, this is some good shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I get that a lot. Like I'll go into film like businesses around here, and they're like, dude, we've seen your duck hunting stuff, and like, we don't even
Really?
duck hunt, but we want to go duck hunting.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's insane.
So, yep.
That's kind of cool.
That's got to be an
inspirational
awesome
thing.
feeling. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. But so I guess even bringing it back even further than from the edits and the filming aspect, Waiter Gang. What is Waiter Gang?
Waiter Gang was like the get out of college plan.
I mean, that's like what kind of come up with Waiter Gang? Because you had to go swimming without waders on. What was that?
Just sitting in the dorm room thinking of names to start a. Well, because originally I didn't want to start it under my name or
Right.
somebody else's name. So just because like where we grew up, like waterfowl hunting in general is like frowned upon.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of wanted to like make it its own branded thing where it's separate from like the people. So then we just came up with Waiter Gang and ran with it. And then
It's pretty slick. I mean, even like the logos that you guys have, it's like just simple to the point, and it's just, I don't know, catchy.
that was the logo we made the first week.
Really,
Yep.
Just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Just simple.
Because that is what's nuts too. Like even like with our logo and what we've thought about doing or whatever it may be, it's so hard. But if people just kind of take a step back with their logos, like I guess like the logos that we were trying to get done with the waterfowl hunting this year and the deer hunting logo that we just came out with, it's so busy and stuff, and it's just like, let's just make it simple and to the point, and people don't gotta like, where's Waldo on the pictures? You know
Yeah.
what I
Yep.
mean? I don't know. That's nuts though.
So what do you guys like currently inventory wise? Like what do you guys offer right now to the people? Like jackets, waders, what are you guys offering right now?
Right now it's just base layers, jackets, and hats.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, we can also do hoodies and t-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We can. That's kind of, we don't have them posted on the website.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of planning that's going on to like get more stuff, but this is what we've dabbled with to start.
So there's more coming out for Waiter Gang.
Yep.
That's pretty slick though. So what you're wearing now, outer jacket, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Waterproof,
This
water
is the
resistant
base
one.
layer.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's pretty even. Looks pretty
That's
even
sharp.
thick though.
I like that
It's thin, stretchy,
Yeah.
long. It's good.
We'll have to get you guys some gear.
Bro,
That's pretty-
Yep. That's what we figured.
Even that though, like what you were just saying, like the solids, and it's crazy how like this whole waterfowl industry. We just talked to Jeff the other day, Jeff Foyles, and we talked to him about like, you know, from back then to now, oversized decoys to black tires out in the middle of the field. So
Yep.
DSDs out in the middle of the field now. All those like shadow grass camos, excuse me, but like now it's all like solid colors people are wearing. I don't know. I think it's just cool to see like the
Yep.
it all happened, I guess. I don't know. So with Waiter Gang starts going, you get filming, you get taking pictures, you guys are killing the birds out there, you're getting some traction. People are starting to get a hold of you now.
Yep.
What was like the first phone call that you guys got that, hey, I want you guys to come down here and film for us? And because I feel like a lot of people just think, you know, Waiter Gang, you know, clothing now, sweet videos. I don't know. I guess this whole podcast, I want people to understand who you
Yep.
guys are instead of just like Waiter Gang and just cool like videos and stuff.
Yep.
too.
So originally it was going to be like all media, just video, just filming our hunts, videos, trying to get sponsorships. Like just when you're starting, it's such an intimidating industry because like there's no like set guidelines on how you make it.
Right.
And I'm sure you guys have experienced that too. That
100%.
you just kind of figure it out as you go. So we really like love doing the videos, and we got great response from the videos. Like the style started taking off, and then people started reaching out. It started as people wanting to work with us and feature their stuff in our videos. So it was like Dive Bomb. There's a couple ammo companies, like decoy rigs, lights, like everything you could imagine. And then kind of started turning them down just because like we were in a place like we weren't ready for it.
Right.
So then time went on. I think we filmed another season. More traction came in, and then Loaded Timber sent me the message on Instagram, and then picked up the phone and talked to those guys, and then that kind of kicked off, which then led into its whole other thing, which I think really helped the video production levels get up.
Did you go down there too, Stryker, or no?
So he was there a year. We became friends with everybody, and we turkey hunted. They came up to Michigan to turkey hunt. I went out there, took some pictures for them. What was 2 seasons ago?
Yeah. Yep,
And
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and then relationships build. He was there for a year, and then I actually spent the whole fall and winter out there last year with them guiding and did everything, and tried that out, and it was a good opportunity. But then, we kind of decided that Wader Gang, we brought that back, and that was kind of the direction we wanted to head. So I
was gonna say, I feel like after that snow hunt, maybe a couple more videos popped off, and then it kind of there was no Wader Gang for a minute there. It, like you said, it kind of took that break.
Yep.
I mean, that transition from, what was that, Arkansas? Where was loaded?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay, so that had to have been a huge transition right there from
oh my god,
down there to up here. What that kind of style hunting even is.
Yep.
Way different.
You guys want to kind of touch on that from some Michigan boys that kind of just don't even know what you guys are doing, obviously, but I mean that's a whole. Those guys are different animals, I feel like, down there.
Oh, it's way different. We hunt 300, 400, 500 bird feeds here, and we're like, oh, it's huge, big geese. And then you go out there, and the first field you see is 10,000 lessers, and you're like, what do I do?
Holy smokes.
It's different. It was fun. I mean, it was a good experience. I've never seen that many ducks in my life,
Yeah,
probably all studs, too.
Oh, yeah. And it's like the perfect, content playground. Like, if you're a video creator
I'm sure.
in the industry, that's where you want to be, is Central Flyway, obviously. Because I don't know if you combined all the refuges in the state, if you get the number of mallards.
We were talking about that in the garage yesterday, and I was like, dude, there's nothing like down south.
No.
There's nothing that even comes close to it.
No.
Even if you took away the snows, if it was just specks and ducks, it's something you got to see and experience, because it's a lot.
Yeah.
20, 30, sometimes 1,000. It's insane, nonstop rolling. It's just, I don't know. I could just only imagine how much content you could get down there.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of good stuff.
That's insane.
Yep.
Do you guys want to say who you were with in Oklahoma? Or?
No, we were with Loaded Timber.
Oh, that Loaded Timber's out of Oklahoma. Okay, I don't know
Yep.
why I keep thinking they're out of Nebraska. Oh.
Yeah, it was in
Oklahoma. What area of Oklahoma? Is it northern or southern?
Northern.
Northern?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Right on. Oh, that's a good spot then. That's a really good spot.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
That's sick.
Yep. And really, as a group, probably, especially as an outfitter, everybody, loves to bash the outfitters for, if you don't go and kill birds and they're not taking care of you or whatever, but, they're actually a group of people who, put hunting first. They're not there to take your money. I can actually say that that's a group of people who's going out there to give it 100% to get you on the best hunt that you've ever experienced, and they've done that for a lot of people.
That's hard to come by, I feel like.
And for the video camera. There's some clips out there that, I don't know if, you can get that ever again, kind of some of the stuff we got, which I'm sure you could. It's just a matter of how much time you put in, but just some pretty cool stuff out that way compared to here, so.
I always feel like there's, too many groups and guides and outfitters nowadays that just kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say take it too seriously, because it is a serious business. It's a life, it's your livelihood, but it's they just aren't in it for the right reason. I feel like, and especially for an outsider coming in and working for them guys, you never know who you're really running into or who you're going with. So it's got to be kind of a sketchy thing, just jumping in with a group and you're there. It's not like you just. Obviously you can get up and leave, but it's just, I don't know.
Exactly.
And especially for Wader Gang, that's got to be huge for you guys to be able to just networking, like you were saying, just expanding wise.
Oh yeah,
that's got to be big. And then you said what, Dive Bomb? You were saying that you were talking to for a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, if you go back on our TikTok, you can see some of the stuff that we were posting for Dive Bomb. Actually, you want to talk about the proposal?
Yeah. So a couple, it would have been 2 summers ago, I decided to get. The Dive Bomb came out with the bumpers and the bumper thrower, and that was the summer I asked my now wife to marry me, and I asked Zach, hey, can you make a video? We want to go to my back pond where I train my dog and get the bumpers out, and I'll write, will you marry me on it? And
I feel like I've seen that.
It blew up.
Yeah. Was it the black launcher that you throw?
Yep.
And Dive Bomb posted it, right?
Yep, they posted it, and they did everything, shared it, and they sent us some stuff, and it was actually, Zach, great video, again, and just kind of worked out. It went viral, and
that's wild.
It was neat.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy too. I always think about it, and I'm kind of glad that it's this way. But Michigan's kind of like an unseen or no destination spot for waterfowl.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know it, and it's one of those things where you want to keep it that way, but you also want people to actually see how good it can be here. And
yep.
I don't know. That's all pretty wild.
It's different. It's like it's almost like a strain of fish. Like there's like you can go like different states and there's different strains of like largemouth bass. It's like I feel like it's the same for across the country. I feel like we have like a different strain of birds almost.
Yeah, that is a good way of looking at it. I mean, that is, and I always think too, even like these birds around here, you know, we seen the 2 snows the first day you came out and hunted with us.
Yep.
And I was telling Rob and those guys, I was like, man, like if you shoot some snows in Michigan, like everybody in the state's probably gonna like hear about you. Like that's just the way it is.
Yep.
I'm surprised we just don't get more of them here yet. I'm really not. Over the years, I've been seeing more and more snows popping over here, but I'm just kind of surprised that we haven't got more. I don't know how many snows you guys get up by you.
I'll get them in silage. I'll see 4, 5, September maybe.
That's it.
You don't see them. And if you see them, you don't shoot them.
Yep.
You know, all the birds work and they're, 100 yards higher than the rest of them. And it's cool if you do, but
that's wild.
Never.
It's really just the difference in the flyways is like,
yeah,
that's what's make or break.
I feel like though we're gonna start seeing more.
I mean, so this year so far has been our second year in probably 4 or 5 years we haven't shot a snow. Every year we've shot one. So it does seem like it's becoming more prevalent, especially like even like the specs. You're starting to see more specs pop up around Michigan, I feel like. What was it, like the last month of September we got our first specs to roll through this year?
Yeah, it was that first week in October or some shit like that, yep.
And then I was out deer hunting.
You heard them bellying up, Yeah.
Well, then deer hunting, I was like sitting there and we've been chasing a couple of these bucks around and I heard something weird and I seen these birds like doing a bunch of crazy stuff in the air and I look up and I was like, I have no idea what those even are. I have no clue because I've never seen one in person, never. And then a week later, roost like just south of us, 5 miles if that, had 8 specs on it with like 3 or 4 blues or something like that on it. And I was like, oh, it's got to be, like, why did I not bird hunt that? Why was I saving that for the dang deer?
Right.
You know, because it sucks. I don't know.
I didn't know that. You never seen one in person? They're tiny, aren't they?
I mean, maybe at a zoo, but
yeah,
I think the Toledo Zoo's got one in there or something. You know what I mean?
They're tiny.
But I've never seen one actually in person.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
Never.
You probably heard it. You're like, what the fuck is that?
Dude,
one of them
no
get
idea.
their vocal cords shot,
I had
half
no
shot.
idea. I mean, I seen how small they were, but they're making like this weird noise. I'm like, I had no clue.
What the fuck is that?
I had no clue. No clue.
We're kind of just a weird state.
It really is.
We're like the only state that's really like fully surrounded by water, and it's the Great Lakes, so it's almost like a little like we're just secluded.
You know what's crazy even too? Like a couple of years ago, I had a buddy that seen Brant out here.
Saginaw?
No, like right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, he had like about a dozen Brant sitting right out here. Yeah.
That's crazy because that's one we don't ever hear of.
No. And then even like the pelicans. You guys get pelicans up there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of weird too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, why are pelicans here?
They belong in Florida.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
The most I've ever seen was when I lived in Green Bay last year.
Really?
Dude, there was more pelicans than there were geese at one point. And that's not even an exaggeration.
where?
In Wisconsin, in Green Bay on the Bay.
Really?
Dude, there were more pelicans than there were like total birds at one point that we were trying to hunt.
Just
I swear
doesn't
to
seem
God.
right.
It doesn't even. How does it even make sense? But that's why I say the thing about the snows.
Yep.
Because I looked at their migrational chart today on the migration whatever the fuck it's called.
Yep.
And it showed over the years how they've pushed further and further east, and like they're right now, like a lot of their migration is right at Indiana and underneath Michigan.
Well, hopefully
So I'm
they keep
hoping,
going.
yeah. And it's crazy how the guys down south, like we're talking like this about snows, and they're like rats down south.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Same with the ducks. Like ducks are harder to come by here.
Oh, and that's like even like that day you came out and hunted. They're like, yeah, we seen like 6 bull sprigs out there, and it's like, what? Like
Yeah.
that's like unheard of. Like out here,
Right.
like, I don't know if you've seen the videos or not, or like any like the clips that he had.
I've seen a few, yeah.
Another sponsor I wanted to bring up was Gibraltar Duck Hunters Association. Whether it's from youth hunts to cleaning up the beach to dinners, anything just in the community alone, it is an amazing thing to team up with these guys and can't speak highly enough of them. From everything that they do, it's absolutely amazing, and I highly suggest anybody out there that has a local DU or just a small association, highly suggest teaming up with those guys and giving back as much as you possibly can, because if not, who knows what the future holds. Like I said, greatly appreciate those guys letting us team up with them, and I really cannot express how excited I am for the future. But back to the podcast. It was so chaotic when those birds finally came in and flew. And then I think it was Brandon, the one that was here. He's like, yeah, there was 4 pintail, 6 pintail, whatever it was there. And I was like, are you kidding me? But the craziest thing out of them all was that banded mallard that we ended up shooting from South Dakota. I mean, I never would have thought. Did you hear that or no?
I saw it, but I didn't know where it was from or anything like that.
Yeah, South Dakota.
Out of all those birds, you saw it. It was the way we shot was kind of, they were on the swing, and there's a ton of ducks at once, but they were on the swing, and we just, because at that point we were kind of getting shortstop, and they're just kind of swirling, wouldn't land, so Kyle called the shot and was like, just take them. We shot. Out of all those birds, you shoot the double-banded one. I don't know. I thought it was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Well, and then how it ended up, how we ended up finding it. It wasn't like the dog went out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you know about that hunt or not. It sucked in the beginning, but once they flew, they flew, and then called a shot. I forget Rob's dog's name.
Kai,
yes. Yep. So Kai went out and grabbed 3. Rip got the goose that was way out there. We get done with the hunt. I go walking them through the decoys because there's a chisel plowed cornfield, which sucks because I tried to drive out there the night before to get those pallets out there where our A-frames were.
Yep.
And it was, I guess it wasn't too far from a Michigan road. Just all potholes and whatever else. And I seen this one mallard laying there. It's got its head down, and I look at its leg, and it had this weird band on it. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I thought it was a Jack Miner at first. I grab it, and I knew I was going to give it to my dad. My dad didn't get a band. We don't shoot a lot of bands down here. I don't know about you guys up there.
Just geese.
So we might shoot 2 banded geese a year, and that's it, which is kind of crazy with the numbers that we have down here. And I grab it, I look at it, and it said reward on it, and it said $100 reward on it. I was like, oh shit. And then I'm walking with it, and I was like, wait a minute. Usually they get the federal band on it too. So I looked, sure enough, it had a federal band on it. So nobody knew at this point that we shot a double band. I was the only one. And then I finally brought Rob over, and he got you to film it. And yeah, when they looked it up from South Dakota, it kind of just really makes you wonder how many birds are we actually getting over from the Dakotas. You would think they'd just be flying straight south. The migration is one of the craziest things to me, and the most interesting things with wind or, the reverse migration, whatever it may be. I don't know. It's just the most crazy thing to me to really kind of dissect. And I don't know how you guys are. I try to just dissect every little aspect of the waterfowl thing, and I feel like that's what kind of separates the good and the bad with it all. And I just never would have guessed from South Dakota. It's just still bizarre to me from South Dakota.
Yeah. The only thing that's funny, because I've been thinking about that too, and I'm like, what if it reverse migrated back up to Michigan and not South Dakota and just stayed in Michigan all summer? And it's still here, and it's maybe now starting to move around and eat, and hasn't pushed down to who knows? You know what I mean? It blows my mind. There's so many different possibilities when you shoot a weird banded bird. Your mind just rolls all these different situations that could happen. It is pretty fascinating, though.
That one band that I shot, my first goose band, shot it in New York, and it was from Cincinnati. So, almost kind of similar to that, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Cincinnati to New York, the Finger Lakes region. So,
holy shit. Yeah, that's way, way, way far off.
Yeah. So, that's kind of one of those things where what happened with that. I do feel
I shot one from Connecticut.
Here? Yeah,
here,
right?
Point Moulet, but it's from Stratford, Connecticut on the coast.
Yeah, it's nuts. Have you guys shot any weird bands like that up there?
No, I think all of them are pretty local. Just north Houghton Lake and stuff. But we get a few from Canada. Not real often. Late season we do, when we know the birds really start pushing down. But we just all pretty close.
You guys got like some, I don't know, up by you guys. You guys have a ton of birds though. I mean, you guys are in like the flyway. You know what I mean? Like with the birds hitting the first ag fields down. I mean, that's the places to be at.
Yep.
You know, I mean, here we're kind of a ways off of the lake and whatnot. I mean, you're only getting roost to roost. So these birds are hopping. We got a few like big destination spots, but nothing like where you guys are at up there, you know.
There's a lot of bands killed over our course of filming. I feel like I've only filmed maybe 2 hunts this year that they didn't shoot a band.
Really?
Yeah.
We're pretty fortunate in that department. I mean, it's cool. I mean, we're shooting bands, but they're close. I mean,
I could care less about them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
I really don't care, and I'm glad that we don't shoot a lot because all it's going to do is just cause headache within the group.
Oh, it ruins relationships.
That's
every
the
time.
way I look at it.
But it's cool for the content.
That does not go for everybody in the group. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
That doesn't go for everyone.
You care about them?
No. I've shot them. Yeah, I've got 6 of them, but I could take my,
I got you.
I'll take them off my lanyard, the ones that that I didn't get from my grandpa. I'll take them off and fucking throw them in the wall. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a piece of metal at the end of the day. It's more of like, for me, it's like a memory thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Because you look at that and you know which hunt it came from.
Yep.
Who the guys were there and what happened that day.
I care more of like just the research, I guess you want to say.
Yeah, that too. That's the coolest part. Right. That's the coolest part. I get more excited for like finding out when somebody shoots one where it's from than versus having it, I guess.
Going back to like the filming aspect for you guys, did you guys have like a mentor or like anything just kind of
any OG to show you, Zach?
I worked at a wedding company, like wedding video company, and that kind of like, they didn't really teach me much besides how to run a camera. So just like
power on, power off.
Yeah, exposure, power on, power off, and focus. Yeah. So I mean, it was on a tripod. We're filming like ceremonies, but it got me a lot of hours behind the camera. So that was like the only thing that really kicked it off. But then after that, we've figured everything out on our own.
So going off of that, though, what you guys go look on YouTube? I mean, how do you like? Where do you even begin to like look that up at?
And like softwares and that, like, how do you know like what softwares are the best for edit, like shit like that? Like, how do you even dive into all that?
Yeah, it's a big jump when you're starting. I mean, everything from like gear, camera bodies, lenses, microphones, lens like ND filters, polarizers. There's so many things out there that like we just took it a step at a time. Got a good first starter camera, Sony A6400. So then that led to sticking with Sony all the way up until now. I started editing on Final Cut Pro, and I've stuck with that up until now. Did like a little bit of Premiere Pro with the wedding stuff and kind of like experimented with it. But then after that, I ditched that and figured out that Final Cut just ran so much better.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's wild. That's like, me and him, like, we're so old school in that way. We wouldn't even know where the hell to start.
Right.
We'd be on YouTube for hours trying to figure it out.
We'll cut that. No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, no, you're good.
But yeah, that's pretty wild. But I mean, you've done pretty good for yourself. Like both you guys have. That's pretty cool to see. Thank you. That you guys have started from not having any experience and knowing nothing about cameras and that kind of shit to me watching your videos and getting fucking pumped up. Like I want to go hit somebody through a wall. Like, yeah, it was sick. I think it was definitely had to be a Flooded Timber one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Was Big X one of the songs?
No, I don't think I've ever made a video to Big X.
No.
That one was Eminem, if it's the Flooded Timber one.
Yeah, and it was
Till I Collapse.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's
shit
the
was
one.
hard. Yeah, that's awesome though. Like I said, we wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
I think that's why we've never even got into it, because we're like, it's expensive, one. You know? And two, it's like, am I going to buy all this shit and then hate it and not want to do it? That's what me and him keep talking about. And it's like, man, you almost kind of just got to pull the trigger and see, you know, and if you don't like it, you just kind of resell the shit.
Yep.
Well, that's where I was at. I mean, I knew nothing about it. Zach was going strong, and he's like, hey, just pick one up and try it. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I can't even use my iPhone. And, I grabbed it and I started and I liked it. And he worked me through the steps. I still couldn't tell you what a camera does. Besides, okay, I just got to get my lighting just right.
Yeah.
But,
that's so funny.
It was a big step, but worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I don't use my camera as much as Zach does, I mean, it's still nice to have. I go on a trip, with my dad or my brother, and, we shoot a deer or something. It's nice to take, a good picture and have that. And
that's what it's all about, too, is like you only have, once it's all said and done, you only have the pictures and the videos.
Yep.
You only get that dog for about 10 years to 12 years. And that's where I'm kind of at. Like the pictures of the dogs is the stage I'm at and now, and like running the dog, and I care less if I shoot again. It's for me, I'm at the stage of like, I just love running my dog and taking pictures of her and videos of her. And yeah, I mean, it'd definitely be cool to get into and have all those memories, and that's why we lean on so many people to help us with the videoing and the photographing, but maybe we'll try to dabble and get into it ourselves. Who knows,
I'd be happy to help you guys too.
Yeah, that too, man. Yeah. Of course. Like we just don't want to put any pressure on you ever.
No.
But yeah, so how was
patient.
Yeah. Seems like it.
Yeah.
How was your guys' hunting overall this year, would you say? Like, do you guys hunt a ton up here, or hunt here in Michigan a ton, or?
No, we actually took it pretty easy after the 2-year run of doing it like every day.
'Cause it's a grind.
Yeah.
That was me last year. Like I told Kyle, I had the hardest year of my life last year waterfowl hunting, trying to kill birds. And it felt like where I was at in Wisconsin, the group of guys I was running with, it felt like we were chasing the same 200 birds all year.
Yep.
And then it just got daunting because you're chasing that only amount of birds, feeds like that. So you're constantly going out more and more and more to see where they're at. You don't have that one big feed, you can sit on for a couple of days and be like, I'll go check it in the afternoon. All right, we're good. Check it for 20 minutes.
Yep.
But it's, so
you got to hunt them 15 different ways.
Yeah, right. That too.
Kind of just like we took a year just to slow down and like enjoy it again and kind of like plan for the future and figure out what we want to do with Wader Gang and what direction to take that. So
very smart.
Yep.
That's what I was going to ask you guys too. Maybe you guys talked about it already. The dog had to go to the bathroom pretty bad there. How are you guys usually hunting up there? Or how do you guys normally hunt? You guys hunting A-frames? You guys hunting layout blinds up there? How are you guys?
We try to do a little bit everything. We do a lot of panel hunting.
Okay.
And just time of year we switch it up. We go edge to middle. I mean, it's all what the field lies out. Right, I mean, it's just how it works, how the birds are going to do, how many, where they're at, what they're using, where they're coming from. We do a lot different.
Okay.
We use blankets. It's just kind of it's all situational. Got to switch it up. We hunt a lot of the same birds, a lot of the same roost. Some, especially September, they don't push in. We're hunting the same couple areas over and over and over. And
I gotcha. That's what I think. Sunday, was the first time all year that we used layout blinds. That was the first time all year. We usually run the A-frames on the side of the field, or we use like one of the permanent blinds out there. The A-frames, I feel like are just, I don't know. For me, I could hide guys with them. People can keep their faces in because the layouts, everybody wants to see what's going on. And I don't know. I would rather hunt the A-frame and gun straight up. People just stand up more of a natural way. Especially when you got some new guys in the blind. I just feel more comfortable with that. You know
Safety
what I mean?
is big.
Yeah. And A-frames make it easier to film.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because that's another thing people don't consider about like waterfowl hunting is you're filming like a moving target that you're trying to hide from, and then your buddies are trying to shoot them, and it's like you only get like this little bit to catch focus, hide from them. Like you don't want your lens sticking out too much. You can't move too much. You're all cold. Like you can't you can't operate the buttons. Like it's such a complex thing to film, but the panel blinds really like simplify it. Like you get a big hole, you're in there, you get pretty warm. You got more room for your Pelican case and all your gear and stuff laid out, so gives you more freedom for the camera.
So you guys, no A-frames, panel blinds for your A-frames, pretty much.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Is that what you guys did in Oklahoma?
All layouts.
Really?
Yep.
We hunted other socks quite a bit, but I like it.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
So, do you guys run A-frames in the middle of the field?
Sometimes. More than we probably should.
Do you like that or no? I can't get over the fact that like people do it, man.
September. But after that, it gets tough.
I shouldn't say just that one company, but silhouettes.
Yeah.
I can't, I hate them, man.
I struggle with silhouettes. I do.
And
when I'm hunting by myself, it's nice, but or 2 people.
I just can't get over. And granted, everybody's not lucky enough to be able to drive through the field with it, or it's a 4-wheeler or whatever it may be. So I get it to an extent, but give me 2 dozen full bodies over 10 dozen silhouettes any day.
Yep.
I don't know. I hate them.
Yeah, we're right there on the same page, I think. Yeah.
So we got some buddies that I don't want to say they love them. They might, because they're a little weird on the they're on the spectrum, I'd say. Ryan and Justin and Robbie and them guys, I'd say they're on the spectrum. But they like to run them as fillers, and I get it, but I still hate them, man. I hate them.
You might want to pin that.
Pin it?
Yeah, I'd pin it for Meatball.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. What if people listen to this? Have kids?
What's on the spectrum mean?
Oh, I guess the color spectrum.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you were talking about the color spectrum.
Colorblind.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah. That's what. Oh, okay. I got you.
That's what it was.
Good. Yeah, they are on the spectrum for sure.
I think anybody that uses silhouettes mainly is on the color spectrum.
Really?
Not everybody, but mainly, yeah. I don't know. I just don't like
I don't mind them too bad. I mean, they're good fillers and shit.
Yeah, I'd say fillers, yeah, for sure.
They're easy, they're quick.
For sure.
And if you got to fill a big spot.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Right. What do you guys, you guys get a lot of mallards? No, not too many.
We get mallards late.
That's how it's been that way for like 3 years for us now.
It's been bad that way.
Yeah, when we shoot a few, the opening weekend, you'll get some, it's mostly woodies here and there. We shoot some mallards, but we've been majority geese. That's our bread and butter is geese.
Okay, so for you guys, I don't know what that just was. For you guys, what would you guys rather shoot, ducks or geese?
I would rather shoot ducks.
Shooting wise and filming wise, I guess.
I'd rather shoot ducks, but if you can get geese over the water, that
is true. I like to film ducks. I actually didn't like to film ducks when I first got to loaded timber, and then just because they're faster moving, they're harder to catch focus,
right?
And then it kind of made it more of a reward. Yeah, you get the clip.
Yeah.
Like geese are so slow, you have all day to pull focus on them. They're just floating in. Now, not all the time, but just overall, they're an easier target to pick up on. So
that makes sense for me. Honestly, I'd rather shoot geese any day of the week.
Yep.
That's me personally. Just because I feel like that one mallards you just throw out there in the field and be good with it. Alyx, I know he likes to shoot mallards all day long, but geese, that one puzzle piece in the spread that can determine whether they're going to land short, whatever it may be. I don't know.
Yep.
I like to dissect. Like I said,
they're smart birds.
Spread.
Very smart birds.
A lot smarter than people give them.
Yeah, they get smart fast.
And that's what I mean, by strains, is I feel like the Michigan geese are different than you go out to Oklahoma and their big geese there are they're different. They behave differently.
I could see that, though. But is there an amount of pressure, though, you think, down there?
I don't know. Because
there's pressure in the guide services, obviously, but there's not pressure in random guys in every other field that are shooting them up.
Yep. Yeah, it could be a pressure thing.
So I don't know. And
it's also just a different style of hunting, I think, in general.
Right. I don't know. Everything just kind of amazes me with how people hunt, whether it be, because I remember the first time we were up in the West Branch area, my buddy Corey up there, he's like, just throw the A-frames right out in the middle. We're going to sit 30 yards off the hedgerow. I'm like, well, why wouldn't we just sit on the hedgerow then instead of sitting in the middle of the field? And sure enough, these birds are just dive bombing right on to us, and it's just one of those things where I never would have done that down by us.
It's like a stick out thing more than try to hide from them.
For me too, especially with the A-frame aspect of it all, I'd rather run 5 A-frames and only hunt 10 guys and have plenty of room, because that's going to look more natural out in the middle of a field than 2 A-frames or 1 A-frame and just be a box to look out there.
Yep.
No matter what you do, you're still going to stick out.
Yeah.
And it makes me nervous every time we do it.
Yeah, 100%. Unless you got a good field, like a transition, I feel like you can kind of get away with that. Maybe there's a little bit of weeds in between or something like that.
Obviously, a lot of big drainage ditches that we hunt off the edge out of in the middle of the fields.
That you can get away with that.
You guys do. You guys have really deep ones like Saginaw, don't you?
Big.
Huge. Big. The ones out in Saginaw are 15 feet wide and 20 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
You can fish in a lot of them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And I've seen, and I know a guy that hunts up there, Caro, that kind of area. And he said, like, late season, he doesn't even hunt his fields. He has skinny water that he hunts everywhere. And he said those are so deep and so wide that he can throw a huge spread on it. I think that's pretty freaking sweet.
Uncle Al said that he's seen a
Uncle Al. I forgot about Uncle Al. I haven't heard about Uncle Al in a minute.
He's seen a semi truck go in one of them ditches up there.
Did he?
And you could literally walk from the road on top of the semi to the field without, like, it's all just flat. That's how deep it is out there.
Just completely level. Insane.
Think about that. That's pretty bizarre.
I know.
I mean, I will say around here, though, there was a ditch that me and Goodman were driving down, and you've seen the ditches when you came out and hunted with us. They're not that deep. I seen this guy sitting on the side of the road with his wife, and he was outside of the truck. Wife was in the truck. And I sat there and stopped, and I was like, man, you guys all right? You everything good? He was like, oh, yeah, we're just looking for pike out here. And I'm like, what are you talking about right now? I mean, there ain't no pike out here. There ain't no way that there's pike out here. And the guy was out there looking for pike in the ditches just on the side of the road, just walking up and down.
Sounds like up north, mixed in with a little bit of meth.
No, that was down here, though.
Was it?
It's a lot more common than you think.
Like spear and pike wise.
Yeah, we used to spear suckers and stuff in the ditch coming off the rivers, and all of a sudden you look like a log and just a big old pike. You don't see a lot of them, but when you see them, they're big.
Yep.
That's what we were talking about, me and Ryan in the field, if you remember that day with the carp. When the carp.
Oh, yeah.
The carp come up to breed, and they get in the fields, and they just, like, are in the field in, like, 8 inches of water, and you just smoke them,
The river blows out.
Right, right. The 1 year I did that behind a church, man, and it was a field. It was a field in town here.
Yeah.
And the preacher came out, and I was like, oh, man,
Kyle, you need Jesus.
I was like, we're so screwed right now. And he's like, what are you guys doing? And, dude, we had, like, 30 just monster carp laying out in the middle of the field. I'm like, dude, I don't know how I'm going to explain this one to him. And we're like, yeah, these carp, they can't get back into the creek because the water went down and, they can't get back over that little, like, levee there. He was completely fine with it, thank God, because, like, I had Jesus on my side that day because... Man, it was a good time though. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Don't get me wrong, but it's a good time out there, just spearing fish, and I don't know. I mean, they're gonna die out there anyways. Don't get me wrong, but
invasive species, all hell.
But I don't know. It was just kind of bizarre to see that guy walking down a ditch that was a couple inches deep,
looking for pike.
Yeah. He's like, just looking for pike. I'm like, there ain't no way there's pike out here, dude. Because like I said, you've seen the ditches out here. Like they're only, I mean, this deep.
Yeah.
There ain't no way.
Yep.
But he said back in the heyday. Oh, sorry, sir, it ain't back in the heyday no more, man. It's today, not 10 years ago.
What do you mean? What do you think he meant by pike? Northern or gar? Because I've seen gar in the ditches.
Northern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, northern.
Pike ain't bad. I like eating pike. You guys like eating pike?
You guys do a lot of fishing up there?
A lot of
bass fishing.
Bass fishing?
Yeah, more than... I just don't like to eat fish. That's my reason.
Them ditch pickles?
Yeah, we get in the smallmouth pretty heavy.
Smallmouth are fun though, man. They put up a good fight.
Oh yeah,
they put up a good fight. You don't even like walleye or anything?
Perch?
Not big on it, no.
Really?
I like crab, lobster, and shrimp.
Bougie.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, you know where he lives, right?
I do.
Come on, man. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like crab. I like lobster. I shouldn't say I like lobster. I've never tried lobster.
What don't you like? I don't know anything you don't like food-wise.
I don't know. There was a potluck at work yesterday. I didn't eat a lot there.
What was it?
I don't know where we're making this stuff at.
No, what was it? Like kind of food?
Everything. I don't know.
Smart man.
Shit.
There was. I brought in the duck poppers.
How'd those go over with the guys?
Oh, they're gone first. Yeah, they're gone.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they were gone.
Good shit.
There's venison poppers. Little sliders. What's that one salad that people make? I don't know, some sort of salad, but it ain't salad though.
Potato salad?
Yeah, I think potato salad. I didn't eat none of that. Nobody even brought mashed potatoes in though. I was kind of upset. No one brought corn in. Someone brought in like canned beans or something, I think. So it's kind of one of them potlucks where it's like, yeah, I'll go grab a pizza. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds
one of them
like
things.
House.
Wearing black socks, yeah, 100%.
I trust a good potluck.
A good one, yeah. A good
Anyone.
one. Oh, really?
Some things got to be good, right?
Yeah.
Well, the hard part was about halfway through it, someone found a hair in the food. So I was like, yeah, we're good here, man.
Hey, we know it wasn't mine.
Yeah, I was going to tell him the Lowe story from Oklahoma.
I don't remember that.
No? Pulling the Dorito out of the bench. We were sitting on a bench in the middle of Lowe's, so like a cushion. This kid just digs his hand down there and pulls out a Dorito, eats it.
What?
Yeah, so I know he'll eat anything.
He's a little stale, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll eat anything.
Yeah, he would have torn
in a
it.
Lowe's?
Yeah, I don't know how long it was there for.
All right, I think we're going to end it right there.
So, you know, when his dad was chirping me about, he said, that kid will eat anything.
Yeah.
I ain't going to lie, man. This is kind of fucked up. I ate a 3-day-old Big Mac out of my truck.
Ugh.
But the way I look at it, hear me out. The way I look at it,
Big Macs never go bad, though, man.
that's what I mean.
That one's got a lot of preservatives in them, boys.
It was cold. It was cold, and I was hammered, and I wanted something to eat bad. Like, I needed something to eat.
Cold,
Yeah, and I said, you know what?
Listen, you
tasted just the same, dude.
Stryker ain't got no room to talk. He just ate a
Dorito
2-week-old Dorito out of a
wrapped
chair.
in fucking gum.
Yeah.
It's a little stale,
it was
but
just like the corner of a Dorito. It was just
Builds character.
that was one of the funniest moments. Well, I always look back on it now, like when you say like I don't know where it came from. Like it's always in my head. Well, Stryker ate that Dorito out of a bench at Lowe's. I'll be fine if I eat this. Yeah.
he's still walking.
Right.
He'll be all right, man.
Yep.
What's going on, guys? I'm Dakota with Gator Decoys. So we're just going to give you a little brief overview of our company. So I made these awesome products called telescoping spinning wing decoy poles. In our company, they're called Gator poles. So if you have a Mojo or a Lucky Duck, whatever it may be, and you need to get over 4 foot tall, check them out. GatorDecoys.com. Also, for you guys hunting up north, where it gets super cold and you're tired of beating your poles in the ground, check out our new bases that come out just for you guys. You can thread them into the ground with an impact and attach our poles on top, and you're good to go. Decoys also should be coming out soon this year, so keep us up, or we'll keep you up to date on our website and Instagram. Check it out.
So you're an inspiring man.
That's a first.
Yep.
It's probably the last. No, I'm just joking.
You're not far off.
So not too much fish. I mean, you guys don't even walleye fish up there. I mean, I know
We fish quite a bit.
You got okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just seasonal.
Because I mean,
And when I get tired of other things, I'll go fishing.
right? I mean, I like to fish. Don't get me wrong, but when turkey season's in, man, and a walleye run, I'd rather be chasing turkeys.
Yeah, same.
I love turkey hunting more than anything.
I'll go when my buddies invite me, but I'm not going to hook my boat up and go out of my way.
Fish, okay, I got you.
I like the bluegill fish, get the bobber and the worm. It's my kind of thing.
Yeah,
Peace.
we did some of that this summer.
I just sit there and enjoy it.
I don't even know where to go from this. Bluegill fishing, 10-day-old Doritos. I don't care if it has a corner or not. It's still a 10-day-old Dorito.
I could not. That's top 5 memories.
We're looking at freezers for too long.
Yeah.
Got hungry.
Yeah, hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So you guys like the turkey hunt though? I seen the one video that you posted.
Yep.
It was a badass video that was on there. Any deer hunting or anything?
Big. I love deer hunting. I do.
Have you deer hunted at all?
No, when I was like a
Whoa.
little kid. What is it?
Just his face was kind of like, there's a story behind that one.
There is a story because he doesn't deer hunt a lot. And what was it? The first set in Oklahoma with me, we were bow hunting, shot a buck. Our first set in Maryland together this year, we shot a buck. And then actually the one set of that, we shot 2 doe with my bow. I mean, he had a hot track record for his first couple deer hunts.
And then there's
Yeah.
only been, 2 hunts this year without a band? So, I mean, might want to keep this guy around a little bit.
Keeping him close.
Yep.
I couldn't do it without him. So
No, I'm excited for turkey season.
I know,
Yes.
me too.
Yeah.
Me
Do you like
too.
the turkey hunt?
Yeah, I do now. So I shot my first one, 3-4 years ago. No, 3 or 4 years ago. One of the two. I went out with a buddy, and we were hunting out Grand Rapids area. And we were just chasing them through the hardwoods. And I guess I always expected something different when turkey hunting, watching the videos and hearing people talk about it. And I got that experience when I came home from Green Bay and I hunted with Kyle. He was like, hey, let's go shoot a turkey, whatever, blah, blah. And I mean, this turkey did it perfect. Was behind us drumming at like 60 yards. Was off of us 10 feet, walked past us 10 feet, just drumming and walking through the woods, came out, attacked the decoy, put on a huge show. And it was like, that was what I expected. Heard him gobble. That got me like,
wound up.
It's you. It's one-on-one, mano-y-mano, like Kyle always says. And I think that's what's got me so fired up about it. Cause it's like it's a 1v1, you know what I mean? And it's going to be who's smarter at the end of the day or who gets fooled.
Well, but who got fooled that day was the other guy.
Yeah, guys.
We had another guy show up about 5 minutes after.
His own ignorance screwed him.
Public?
No, well, kind of at that property, yeah, kind of. But this guy showed up. It was like a buddy of the cousin's brother's farmer, so one of them kind of ordeals.
Yeah.
Never seen the guy before. And I tell him exactly where to go. And he's like, nope, I'm not going there. I was going to hunt right where you guys are. I said, well, buddy, I'm sorry. We beat you here. So, unfortunately, that was our plan. That's where we're going. He sits on the other side of the field, and we walk past. Like, we got to walk past him to get out.
Yep.
Where I tell him to sit is right where that bird that he shot walked out of the woods at. So he would have shot that bird that morning. So we were done by like probably 7:15-ish, right around that time. And walking out of the field, walking past that guy with the biggest smile on our face, because it's like, you dumb son of a gun. Like, you could have been done already.
Yep.
And that guy said that he hunted that field the 2 mornings before that, and them birds been in that in that field in the same spot. And it's like, I don't know what you're doing wrong, but you're doing something wrong if you can't get it done like that.
Walmart camo, I think, is what it was. But that was one of those times I wish. There's not a lot of times I wish that we had stuff on film, but that was one of those times.
Yep.
I was so pumped
that's
after
a big
I shot
goal.
that thing. Yeah, I mean, just the whole show of it and the way that it happened, and like trying to line him up to where he's attacking the decoy and his head's up, and you don't want to shoot that fan. You got to time it, name it perfect for that shot. Yeah, I was fired up. Yep. We were all fired up. I wish we would have had that on film.
I really want to get some good turkey hunting footage this year. Like, really put a lot of effort into getting some good stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, I take about 2 to 3 weeks off every year, and I'm out scouting every morning and every night if I'm not hunting. And it's just a chase, man. Bouncing around property to property, trying to fire one up midday or something like that.
Yep.
That's where it's at.
Dude, I didn't even know if you worked when I met you, or when I came back and we started hanging out and hunting and shit. I was like, I didn't even know if this guy worked. He was just off for
full-time
like 4
turkey.
weeks straight, dude. Yeah.
Well, I kind of wasn't working at the time.
Yeah, you were in between.
I put my 2 weeks in, and then they told me to not come back for my last 2 weeks. So I was like, all right, I mean, if you're going to pay me, I'll take it. Because I took 2 weeks off in the very beginning of the season. As soon as I got back, I put my 2 weeks in. So I was off for a whole another 2 weeks after that. So, I mean, I was just staying on them.
A lot of good hunting in those times. So what's your end goal with this? Is it to go make it full-time, or is it just keep working and do this as a hobby?
I mean, I feel like anybody would be dumb to say you wouldn't want to make it full-time.
Yep.
I feel like that. I mean, that's kind of a, because I ask myself that a lot with Trav and with Fonzie helping now. Like, I ask like all of us a lot to what our end goal kind of is, but I guess it's kind of one of them things where we're just rolling with the punches and seeing what comes about it. You know, I don't want to make it a job and me not love it anymore.
Right.
Or force anything.
Yeah. And you know, meeting the people that we get to meet now and like you guys and experiencing the good, bad, and the ugly with no matter what comes about it, at the end of the day, it's hunting. So you can't force nothing upon anything.
Right.
Like I said, just kind of just rolling with it and seeing where it takes us to.
Yep. No, that's a good plan.
What about
that's how things
I'd
will
say
happen
like
the best.
organically.
Yep.
We're trying to let it all unfold organically, kind of like one of those 8-ball things you shake and you just kind of let it see whether it's going to be the podcast, merchandise, or whatever it's going to be. It's going to happen one avenue or another, and we're just kind of like you said, we're just rolling with the punches, man.
I feel like that's how you meet the best people in this industry, because you're not set in stone with one group of guys or anything. You kind of get to pick and choose, as bad as that sounds, because there's a lot of good and a lot of bad people out there in the industry, unfortunately. So being able to choose, like, hey, I want to roll with these guys might take me a little bit longer, but we're going to get there with those guys because they're good people.
Right.
It's just one of those things where you just go at your own pace, and if it happens, it happens, and if not, at least you're having fun doing it.
Yep. And it's a tough industry in general. Yeah.
It is. Because, there's a lot of fake out there, man. There's a lot of fake people that just fake a lot of stuff, and they're not in it for the right reasons, unfortunately.
That's a good topic, too, because me coming from, I've always pretty much hunted by myself my whole life, like with one or two other guys, but that was it. Like I never got into running with big groups, or I guess I was always more afraid to field hunt with people that I grew up with or people I knew, because I always heard of a lot of bullshit that would happen with like bands or whatever, for example, right? So I didn't want to ever ruin any friendships because of that kind of shit. And I think I would say, just like with our group now, man, like what we're doing is just, it works. You know what I mean? It's like,
we'll kind of break that down. Even like last year was the first hunt late season.
I'm gonna be honest, I lost my train of thought.
Late season was your first hunt with a big group of guys in the field.
Yep.
With us, and even going back to where like people, what you were hearing from people,
it was crazy.
It like your whole perspective on things changed.
Yeah,
with that whole thing.
Yeah,
I think that's where you're getting at. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that kind of was where I was going with it. It was more of like, it turned out to be a really good thing. You know what I mean? I always just tried to hunt solo, and I think coming into a group of guys like that we have now, it's so solid. And it's like, not even, and I always say this too, it's not even the hunting. Like if I were to, like, God forbid, lose my job or something, these guys would be sitting there trying to get me a job the next day. You know what I mean? And they'd put things aside to help me out. And it's more of like, it's like a band of brothers over here, and we have fun, and that's what we're trying to keep it about, is the fun aspect of it.
I love it. What
about for you guys? Wader Gang, what's your kind of end goal? Where do you guys see yourself in the future?
We're still in the process of figuring it out, but I think that really we want to steer it in the way of becoming a brand, because then we have like still the control of like hunting with who we want to hunt with, when we want to hunt. And you can actually like make income from it. So like we can just go film buddy hunts with our gear that we're producing and show it off to the people and build a brand around it.
Do you guys want more of apparel, or are you guys like even looking, and obviously it's tough to figure it out now, but like more maybe decoys in the future, or calls, or like, it'll
probably just be clothing for now. Like the hunting gear stuff that you're seeing, like Stryker, he's got some of it on. But who knows what the future holds. But
it's hard, man.
Yeah, we're kind of at the point of, there's only so many things you can do with a camera, like duck hunting. Like you get a timber hunt, you get a field hunt.
But is it like what we talked about, like the first time, like you came in for the last podcast, it's the experience that you're able to give the viewers that they're not normally getting.
Yep.
Like the before, after, during. Like there's certain clips that you can get in there where like they feel like they're with you during it all.
Yeah, like you said, like you got to tell a story of the hunt.
Right.
I'm just meaning like from like if you're trying to go like the media route, like how I was at first.
Right.
Like there's only so much you can do within waterfowl hunting. Like you get like a field hunt, a duck hunt, or like a goose hunt, a duck hunt. You get in the timber, you get the field, like all like it's just limited. Like if you do it like outside of hunting, you can do sports, you can do cars, you can do the music videos, you can go do concert stuff, you can do the corporate videos. Like there's no cap to it. But like in duck hunting, like you've only got this little bit of wiggle room where you can, after you've shot those 10 things, it's like, what else do you put in your video, or how else do you do it? So it's kind of a hard, I think that's the harder path, the video stuff. So we're trying to steer it into the hunting gear.
That makes sense.
And it's more fun. I think we enjoy like working on these pieces, like seeing it come to life, like from the manufacturer, like sampling, all that stuff, like changing stuff. And then when you get it back and it's perfect, you're like, oh, this is awesome. Like, let's place the full order. And then it comes in and you get all excited. Like just the rush of that alone is, it's
been a different experience for sure.
Yep.
That's, yeah. That's probably like the businessman in you, because that's kind of like me and him are gear guys, like through and through. Like as much as I don't like to admit it, like I am, like I like the way shit looks. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna put something on that looks shitty.
Right.
Shit's bad as that sounds, but
what do you think about that?
No, unreal. I love the solids, and I love the simplicity of the logo. Yeah. Simple, to the point. Solids are back in style right now. I think solids will be in for the next 5, 6, 7, even 10 years. I think solids are a huge thing that are coming back now. Because you see how many camo patterns come and go. But one thing that never does is solids.
Right. Yeah. And I like that you can wear it from like the field out. Then you can go right to the bar or whatever after.
Right,
you can go
right. Normal.
Right.
First time I wore it, my niece was being born. I got out from a hunt, left, went to the hospital, and got a lot of compliments. Not too many people, we saw that tan yet, so it's been a ride. It's been fun.
That's pretty cool.
They look like this, your guys' stuff looks phenomenal too, like made wise.
Yeah,
like the stitching. I'm looking at
top
the fabric and shit. It looks very, very, very top of the line.
Have you seen the water resistance? You gotta drip like a little bit of your straw in there or something.
I seen the video that you guys posted. I think it was like the YouTube or something like that.
Yeah, just like
shut up.
Dude, it beads right off.
It just rolls right off it.
Yeah.
Gang.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's pretty sick.
And it's been fun trying it out. We see it come to life. I mean, how many hours we spent on the phone together. In the cars. I mean, when I'm traveling out to Missouri, I think we talk 3-4 hours. We talk about everything, and just when you get the package, it comes to life, and you're able to wear it in the field. It's a pretty good feeling. It's been fun.
And on top of that, too, I mean, it's the whole point of getting people like you two, like in our group, finding the right people to stand behind what you're doing. Like when we go to these shows and stuff now, like people are coming up to us, talking to us, and like, it's just when you're with the right people, it makes it that much easier.
Exactly.
I mean, everything just clicks so much better that way.
And like if we really wanted to, like we could run the brand just us two.
Right.
That's like the peace of mind that is nice to have. So then we get to pick and choose like the right people, like you guys were talking about. Like we only want to work with good people. So like, we have the control to only do that. Versus if you're stuck behind like the camera trying to make it in the industry, you have to deal with like who you're filming
Ups and downs.
Changing outfitters every couple weeks, going to film all these new clients, and then it's kind of just a job. You're at the hand of them. So
and doing all this, we're able to buddy hunt.
Right.
We do it all where we started, how we're doing it. I mean,
that's what's important there.
How many times everybody worries about, it's got to get 8 to 10 guys in the blind. I mean, how many times did we go to the river and shoot 3 birds this year, and we'd laugh and say, let's go do it again tomorrow.
Right.
I mean, it's just part of the fun.
That's what was like the hard part too, like with combat coming in. For us, like I always look at ourselves like it's like a nobody around here. You know what I mean? Like we're a small fish in a big sea right now with the industry, and I'm glad that we are kind of that way to an extent. I mean, you always hope that you're bigger or whatever. I mean, if you don't think that way, you're doing it for a bad reason, I feel like. But why are these guys coming here to hunt with us, or why was Mark coming here from Migra to hunt with us? It's surreal, but then, everybody wants to come and hunt, and it's like, well, we did have a good field that first day, and it was going to be solid, but I kind of like going back to like the roots, a couple of guys out there, and you're there for just the laughs at the end of the day.
Yep. No, that's important to us too. And I think if it didn't change that way this year, I don't know if we'd be as into it as we are still.
Right.
So kind of has to happen, which nothing against that line of work, like in the hunting industry, but it's just like you go through it and you learn, like you kind of meet your heroes, like I don't know how to, like you see how magic works, and it's kind of just like, it's not what it looks like from the outside. So
I think one of the big things too, me and Fonzie was talking about, like we did, like Jeff Foyles the other day, and we were super nervous at first, and you start meeting these guys, and you kind of just realize like, we're all just doing the same thing at the end of the day.
Yeah,
no difference between any of us besides like different locations.
Yep. That's where I was gonna go. Where my mind got sidetracked was hunting solo and just doing it purely for fun, like I have my whole life. Like, never got into the bullshit. Now that I've met a lot more people last year when I was in Wisconsin, I made a lot of connections, and then this year with the group through Kyle and Great Lakes making more connections, you start to see how magic works, like you said.
Yep.
And I don't want to say that I was naive in that way, but I guess I kind of was to see, like, to hear things like, yeah, that guy used the same birds he shot yesterday for his picture. It's like, people do that. I didn't even know that till this year. I'm like, people actually do that kind of shit? Kyle's like, yeah, people do it all the time. I'm like, what? Like, people sell their soul for this shit? It's not like you play in the NHL or the NBA. You know what I mean? That's what I always say to Kyle.
Yep.
But just the trickery and there's a lot of, like you said, the magic, man. Yep. There is a lot of that. And I never knew any of that until, like, I'd say this year and last year, that there is a lot of fake shit out there.
Yeah,
you know?
And it just makes you appreciate, like, the times
the
where you
real shit. Yeah. Exactly. The fun and the real shit. Yep. 100%.
That's what's so nice about, like, having this spot here, man. Like, just having, like, you know, you guys come down and having a good time instead of just, like, business. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you can just have, like, a good time and chill, and we'll have buddies up here and play pool upstairs or whatever it was. I don't know if you've been upstairs or not.
Not yet, no.
But, like, you know, we'll go up there, play cornhole in here, whatever, and it's just normal guys hanging out and having a good weekend. You know what I mean? Or weekday, whatever it may be.
And that's the way that we want to steer it. So
it's the way it should be, man.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. But you, I know we've been going for a minute, and I know we'll probably end up getting back on another podcast with you guys, because I feel like the future is pretty bright between both of us, all four of us, and the groups and stuff. And it's a pleasure meeting both of you guys and being able to just expand, I guess, in a way. People can't do it by themselves.
Right.
You know, and being able to find good people and like-minded people, it's hard to come by. And when you do, you know, this guy's, you know, it could go that much further, I feel like.
And it's not every day you come by, like-minded young, like, we're all trying to do the same thing, all in the same mindset, same state. We're all pretty close. And it's honestly, it's amazing we haven't met yet.
So Fox and the Colonel.
The Fox and the Colonel.
So I'm glad it's coming up. It's coming together.
Yeah, I do want to say thank you guys for driving down. I know you're not as far as him, but I know how late the nights get when you go back, and I don't know if you're working, but I was gonna say you probably got work in the morning, but we do appreciate, like, you guys coming down and getting to talk with you guys and meet you guys as people more and more and figure out who you guys are. And yeah, I think the sky's the limit with both groups, you know. So,
well, thank you guys for having us.
Of course.
Yeah.
All day.
Where do you get that jacket, man?
Oh man, you'll never see one of these again, son. Ain't it nice?
It's a nice jacket. Anyway, that's got me sidetracked.
We'll get him a new one.
yeah, like that. Yeah, screw Milwaukee, man.
Yeah.
Screw Milwaukee. Where can they find you guys at?
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for right now.
Just Waiter Gang.
Yep, Waiter Gang.
Now, where can they get the apparel?
Waitergang.shop. And that's linked in all the bios on everything. Yep.
Perfect.
Personals and Waiter Gang accounts. So.
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate you both. Fonz, you got anything else?
No, I'm good, but I think I'm going to be switching all my tops to Waiter Gang.
Hell yeah.
We can fix you up.
We'll make it happen.
They are sharp. But again, I appreciate you guys. Let's go grab some grub. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hangry. Again, appreciate you guys and appreciate everybody tuning in this week's podcast. And until next week's, we'll see you guys.
Yes, thank you.